Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about The Haunting Hour, Season 2, Episode 18, Return of Lily D. This is a follow-up to Really You, the first episode of the first season, and it's a really cool follow-up. I wish it could have been longer. I wish they could have explored more, but it's only a 20-minute episode as opposed to the first one, which was 2 episodes. And it literally the return of Lily D. And so I remember when I heard about this, I was just kind of like, oh my God, what's going to happen and everything? This is so cool. Because Lily D was such a cool character in the first episode. That first episode is what got me hooked to this entire series until the series started letting me down somewhere in the second season. But even though this is part of the second season, it's a really good episode. And, the doll maker returns from the first episode, played by Gabrielle Rose. But we have a new cast, a brand new little girl. The cast from the first movie is not first movie, the first episode is never mentioned. And so basically it starts off with a group of 2 little boys riding a bike, and we see Lily D tied to a rope and they're just torturing her. They just want to mangle the doll up. They rip the arm off, stuff like that. In comes that of the new girl. I'm gonna try to see if I can remember her name. Played by, Natalie. She's played by Mackenzie Foy. Mackenzie was in that Nutcracker movie, and she was in the Twilight movies as the daughter of Belle and whatever vampire dude name is. And she was also in the Black Beauty remake movie and stuff. And so this is when she was really young, really short and really young and stuff. And so she begs the boys to stop messing with the doll and everything. And because she thinks it's just a beautiful doll. It's like a life-size doll. And so one of the boys is a butthead and wants to keep mangling it, but the other boy is cool and he's all like, all right, fine, we'll give you the doll and everything. Lily D's is just messed up. She's dirty, she's filthy. I'm not sure when exactly time period this takes place in regards to that, the first episode. But she appears, still just as dirty and messed up as she was at the end of the first episode. And so, she takes the doll home with her grandfather. Her grandfather is paraplegic. He has to use a lift to go up and down the stairs. And so she's trying to clean the doll up and everything. She has to help out. She has to cook for him and stuff like that. And so, cause there's no telling where her parents are because it's never mentioned. And so the grandfather just takes care of her. And so she's upset about the arm. There's no way he can fix it. And she's all they realize that, this is a Really You doll and his name is Lily D and stuff. And she takes off the wig that the doll has, and it says, destroy this doll from the first episode. She thinks the boys wrote that. So she convinces her grandfather to take the doll to a Really You hospital. Yes, like I said before, if you just go watch my first video of this and stuff like that. And so these Really You dolls, they go all out with clothes and all kind of stuff, but you can tell that their family has no money because she said maybe she'll go to the Goodwill and find some clothes for Lily D. And so the grandfather's all, and she's begging, she's I'll sell lemonade and everything just to afford the hospital thing for the doll. And he's all okay, look, I'll scrounge up whatever money I got and you can pay me back by selling lemonade. Such a kind, sweet grandfather. So they take it to the hospital. And so this is when we get reintroduced to the doll maker. And she's talking to all her little dolls and everything. And then she sees Lily D and she's terrified. She gets her little hatchet saw and she's getting ready to kill Lily D because she knows Lily D is evil. Lily D is literally like Slappy or Chucky, except she doesn't talk. And so then she realized something just by looking at the doll. She's all like, this doll has changed. And I think The other dolls in the room are talking like, kill it, kill it. But then this is weird because the other dolls in her workshop never speak. In the first episode, none of these dolls speak. So how in the world are these other dolls able to speak but Lily D is not? This is something they added in new to the show to make it more creepy. And it does get kind of creepy towards the end. So anyway, she realizes that the doll's soul has changed. It no longer wants to be a human. It no longer wants to kill and everything. And so she fixes the arm. She takes it back to the little girl and she gives the doll new clothes free of charge. And so they welcome her into the house and they're feeding her. It's weird. She's eating like she's never ate before. And this is because in the first episode, she mentions that, they just work her to death and she never has time to herself. So she probably never had time to eat. And she's telling them that, this doll used to be evil and the doll's soul and heart has changed. And the man's just kind of like, it has a heart? Like, y'all put that into it too? And she's like, no, it just has an internal, like, spiritual type thing. So the old man's kind of like, what the world this woman's on? But the little girl is just like, whatever. She gets the doll, And she's all like, if the doll ever acts up, you just call me and everything. So they're kind of just weirded out by her and stuff. But of course, us audience members are not, because we know what's up. So anyways, she's loving Lil D until she sees a bird, a hurt bird, and she puts it in a box. And this is the type of girl who just finds stuff outside and just keeps it. And so she tells Lily D, look, Lily D, we have a new family member in the house. It's a hurt little birdie, and I'm going to nurse it back to health. Well, Lily D ain't having that. Lily D is not sharing the love and affection of the little girl. And so Lily D is kind of different in this episode. In the first episode, she was just a regular doll who acted creepy, who moved around and wants to be a real life little girl and traded life with a little girl. The more the little girl started becoming a doll and they swapped places and everything. It was a really creepy episode. Here, there's no intention of that. And so it's just Lily D literally just wanting to be part of a family now. So her motive has literally changed all of the blue all of a sudden in this episode. New storyline, but hey, whatever. And so in the middle of the night, Lily D wakes up, creeping around like always, and climbing on top of the shelf to get the little bird and everything. The girl wakes up in the morning, she sees the box and the bird are like everywhere and stuff like that. And she doesn't understand who could have done that because there's nobody else in the house. And she suspects it might be Lily D because of what the lady said. Well, back at the workshop, the little dolls are talking to like the doll maker. It's all like, you should have killed her, you should have killed her, kill, 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 stuff like that. Because she's all like, well, she's like, no, like Lily's heart has changed. They're like, no, she's always gonna be evil, kill her, and everything. So then the old lady, the doll maker, goes back to the house. Lily D can see this from the window. Lily D takes a fish bowl and drops it on the woman's head. She's out cold. She's taken to the hospital. We don't see her for the rest of the episode. So the police officer wants to know what the world happened. So he's talking to Natalie and the grandfather. And Natalie's all like, I bet it was Lily D. The doll maker said she used to be evil. And so the cop is just kind of like, what the world are you talking about? And so is the grandfather. So anyways, now Natalie no longer wants to keep the doll. And I don't blame her and stuff like that. But like I said, this story is pretty rushed because it's only a 20-minute episode. But it's still a 20-minute good episode. It just would have been nicer because Natalie's personality towards Lily D has changed in the flip of a coin and everything. And it would have been nice to build that up a little bit more, why she no longer trusts her and why she suspects her. Just because the old lady says that, hey, the doll used to be evil, now it's good. There's no reason for nobody to believe, but she is a little girl and make believe and stuff like that. So she tells her grandfather, I don't want this doll no more, it's evil. I need to get rid of it and stuff like that. Lily D overhears that. Lily D is not having that at all. Lily D decides to go all Chucky. So in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, Natalie can hear water running and stuff. So she goes into the bathroom thinking it's her grandfather. She calls out for her grandfather, but he's in his room asleep. She knows it's not her grandfather in there, so who started the water? She thinks it's Lily D. And so then the grandfather comes out. He's in his wheelchair on the one that's on the top of like the stairs. And the lift is gone. Somebody has pulled it down below into like the dining area. And he doesn't see his dining room area like wheelchair. So like, um the girl is all like, I'll investigate. So she goes down there to bring the lift back up. But Lily D has decided, you know what? I'm gonna kick the wheelchair. And down goes Grandpa, tumbling down the stairs. So he's taken out. So then Lily D comes on down the stairs, and Natalie's looking for Lily D. But Natalie ain't no fool. She grabs a skillet. A cast iron skillet. You know them things are heavy. And she goes in investigating. She's looking around. She's creeping around. It's dark in the kitchen. And she's just looking for Lily D. And then she sees Lily D sitting in her grandfather's wheelchair. She sees the back of Lily D. She turns that wheelchair around, getting ready to smack Lily D. But it's not Lily D. Lily D, I can't talk. Lily D has taken her wig off and just put it on a lamp. Smart. And then here comes Lily D walking behind with a kitchen knife, very reminiscent of Chucky. That doll went there in this episode with that knife. She went there a little bit when she changed places with the little girl. Also, they cussed in this episode. I'm shocked. This is like the second or third time they've cussed in a kid's horror show. You never saw that in Goosebumps. And so the little girl's like, die. And then she just whacks the knife out of like Lily D's hand. And then she whacks Lily D's head off with the cast iron skillet. The head flies into a boiler and everything. And she's walking more towards the boiler, and she sees Lily D's head in there, and then she just puts like, the lid on top of there. I was shocked. I wish it could have been more of a climactic battle between her and the little girl. I wish she could have went full Chucky, like, trying to like strangle her and stuff. But I just like how the little girl's like, die, and it's just like wax Lily D and everything. Oh boy. So there's no telling what really happens after this episode. But like, cause there's no more Lily D episodes, but then it's even creepier. Before the girl puts the lid on top of the boiler with Lily D's head in there, back in the workshop, they cut to that, and the little dolls are singing and everything. It's very creepy. But once again, how are they able to speak? Because they were never able to speak in the first episode, the first season. And Lily D is never able to speak ever unless she takes over the body of that of a little girl. So I wish they could have added on more. I wish they could have explained why Lily D didn't just try to take the little girl's body like she did in the first episode. Maybe because like the girl in the first episode, because a lot of stuff changed, because the girl in the first episode was more entranced into Lily D, more in love with her. And this girl wasn't all that like lovey-dovey for her after a while. Also, Lily D has the ability to possess the parents, put them in a trance to where they're okay with Lily D, and no matter what's been told about her, they just go along with it, and all lovey-dovey with her and stuff. She didn't do that to the grandfather for some reason. So it's almost like, because new writers came in, they gave like a different motive and everything, I guess to keep the story fresh, but you can't forget what happened in the first, so they should have incorporated that too, but oh well, it was still a cool episode. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.